Record time on this video about 1:15. We'll have further updates as we go later on into today. Meteorologist Andrew Salmon with an update this evening on KETK. Let me take you over to the radar. What we've seen throughout the day today has been a round of wintry precipitation, but most of this has been melting on contact. Very interesting what occurred here through the morning and the early afternoon hours for us. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on this, but the main thing to note here is that the air temperatures have been above freezing and they're expected to remain that way even as we go through the late afternoon as well. We had a batch of pretty steady snow that came across portions of Smith County back into Henderson and Anderson County as well. And you can notice here the precipitation continuing to pull off to the east. Looks like one more batch may be trying to move in out of the Dallas area and to come into East Texas. We'll keep an eye on that. But I'm going to show you all the temperatures and whatnot. And we're going to continue to stay above freezing, even though this precipitation has cooled us down fairly significantly. Let me show you, as a matter of fact, where we stand here at this current moment. This is our Tyler Tower Cam. Again, record time at about 1:15. The roadways are all wet. Some elevated surfaces did get a light dusting, but that should have melted very quickly because the air is just too warm for anything significant. Also, a look from Longview as well. It's mostly rain, but there have been some snowflakes that have come through as well. There are the temperatures in the 30s. Now, I will tell you that right before noon, Athens touched 32 degrees. But remember last week when we talked about how the freezing mark doesn't necessarily mean the true changeover to wintry weather happens. We've got to get a little bit colder than that for us to see impact. So yes, we're in the 30s for most areas. There are some 40s, but these numbers are safely above the freezing mark, and we have a little ways to go before we see that changeover, and it's not going to happen while we still have the precipitation around. We've also had a good amount of rainfall. Look at some of the totals. Some areas picking up close to a quarter to a third of an inch of rain. We'll definitely take anything that we can get. That north wind making it feel a lot colder for us, and it feels like the 20s in the low 30s at the mid-afternoon hours across our area thanks to the cold front that moved in this morning. Now, the key factor here, road conditions and road temperatures. The road temperatures are at least 15 to 20 degrees above the freezing mark. This is why we're not expecting any sort of wintry weather impacts here in the area. So I'll take you to FUTURECAST. Actually, let me back up here. I have the morning lows there first for Sunday. I do want to show that, but I first want to talk about the FUTURECAST in regards to precipitation for the rest of today. So we'll put this into motion for you. There you can notice a little bit more precipitation coming through. Again, it may mix with some snowflakes in it, even into deep East Texas. So not going to completely rule that out of the question either. But after 5 or 6 o'clock, we should see that begin to pull away. Also, decreasing clouds through the late afternoon as well. And then the clouds are certainly out of here as we get into Saturday night going into Sunday morning. This will allow us to see a very cold start for Sunday. And here are those low temperatures Sunday morning. Forecast lows in the middle to even some low 20s. Now, I can't rule out maybe some very patchy, isolated black ice, but I'm just not expecting that to be widespread. This north wind should help evaporate the moisture as we continue on through the night, and the wind overnight should remain relatively light. Tomorrow, we're back to the sun, and the temperatures will not even give any hint that we had winter weather today. Sunday afternoon's highs getting into the 60s. So a very interesting weather day that we've seen here in the area, but the temperatures are above freezing, and so are the road temperatures. That's why impacts are not expected. But it was a pretty sight to see, and that was definitely something great. All right, meteorologist Andrew Salmon in this afternoon. He'll update you this evening. I appreciate you taking time to share your photos and videos with us. You can continue to do that. You can send that in on our KETK and East Texas Storm Team app. And you can also send that in on our website at ketk.com/reported. Hope you have a good afternoon. I will see you Sunday night after the Super Bowl.